Hello and welcome to another episode of the Calumet Wilderness with Sam Love. I'm your host, Sam Love. I'm about to destroy my knees doing this. I'm gonna knock that off right quick. Yes, we are in the suburbs. I was gonna hike the Turkey Creek Trail, which connects to the Erie-Lackawanna Trail and passes by the Ivan Gatlin Nature Preserve, which is it's just a couple years old. I don't think it's more than 3 or 4 years old. It's in an area that was once agricultural, but is now becoming highly developed and suburbanized. And I'm gonna be honest, I was gonna do some complaining about suburbanism, but I found they've actually extended this trail a little bit, and they've got these really beautiful, I guess they're reservoirs. And then Turkey Creek runs just past that. All right, so let's have a look around here. All right, so this extension really only goes about 1/15 of a mile, and it seems to spit out into this new subdivision over here. I was kind of hoping it would go to the back and maybe even closer to Turkey Creek, but that was not the case. So I'm gonna move up here back to the trailhead for the Turkey Creek Trail. So here's Turkey Creek. You can tell it's been channelized when this area was developed for agriculture. Probably starting back in the late 19th century. I don't know when it was channelized exactly. I'm sure I could find that out somewhere. Maybe you know. Let me know in the comments if you do. But yeah, this is the easiest access because you can kind of see it when you get on the trail, but you gotta walk through some tall weeds. So this was kind of cool. You can see a couple of beaver lodges down there. It's such a fascinating little area here. And I think you got so much of the developed history and the natural history of the region just crammed in here. You can see a barn and silo up ahead, these fields, which will probably become developed before too long. These new subdivisions back here, and then all these animal sounds, all these bird sounds out here. It's just really interesting. Nice little addition. I had my closest ever land-based encounter with a blue heron here. It did not see me at first, and then it did, and it took off, let out a cry. Really amazing. Yeah, pretty amazing experience to have in the suburbs. We got a little dam formed here. Looks like it is the work of beaver and some jagoff who let a helium balloon up. People don't realize what goes up comes down and usually ends up in nature. So don't do that. But yeah, so years ago, I don't know, 15, could have been 20 years ago, because everything feels like 5 years ago to me. But years ago, there was a report of a fellow who kayaked Turkey Creek, supposedly from US 30 all the way to where it spits into Lake George, aka Deep River. And I've never been able to find, I remember reading this in the newspaper. Never been able to find it since. I've even asked the Northwest Indiana Paddlers Association folks. One person kind of remembered. He said the fellow came to one of their meetings, told about what happened, and then they never saw him again. And it's always stuck in the back of my mind. And here I'm kind of looking like, will I do it? Well, maybe, not the whole thing. Because I remember the guy saying he got pretty beat up doing it. I take these looks out here as, oh, it's docile and it's deep enough and nice and straight and easy. And then I see something like that, damn. And, I don't know if I'd want to mess with that. But I suppose you could put in here. Oh, that's a long way to Lake George from here. All right, so we are at the Erie-Lackawanna Trail. Go north, I can go to Griffith. Go south, go to Sherrillville. And if I go back the way I came, I can get to my water bottle, which I left in my car, unfortunately. So from the Erie Lackawanna Trail, there's a nice elevated view of Turkey Creek. They even got a sign up. Look at that, bringing it to people's consciousness, making us all more aware. Actually, when I was on the Turkey Creek Trail, there was a young mother and her little toddler, and they were watching the beaver and an egret, and think, oh, another nature lover. Two, actually. 2 generations. Iko, Iko, and they. Remember that song? You'd have to be at least my age to remember that song. Actually, a little older. So the trail is about 3/4 of a mile one way. And yeah, I saw a heron, egret, beaver, probably about 12.5 turtles, lots of gulls, geese. So pretty good. It's a beautiful day out. Thank you for joining another adventure in the Calumet Wilderness. And remember, Giacomo fino a ne, Giacomo fino a ne. Catch you the next time.